boundary, so.
It's been one of those weeks, let me tell you.
Got a little tweak there. Need some hot
Got a
dog
little
line?
tweak there, come there.
Okay, it being 7 o'clock,
We got a hot dog line.
oh, town board meeting, pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Motion to approve the minutes of the January 19th organization meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second it. Sign that one. A motion to approve the minutes of the January 19th regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Motion passes. Motion to approve the February docket and allowance docket.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Do you do these now or later? Okay.
Let's see.
One is a contract for fire and
Oh,
then
we'll do that later. Okay, new business, appointment reports. Pete, you got anything from the Railroad Commission?
I don't have anything to add to the statement that was reported in the press last week from the Jeep company. I did attend the administrative committee of the MPO down at the courthouse on Monday. And I thought maybe that project needed to get factored into their planning, but I was pleased to find out that Doug Wagner and Paul Kautz was already taking, they'd already planned to. They briefed the committee briefly on the project, and then they altered their plan somewhat for the year. They're going to do traffic. They moved some of the traffic counts that they had planned in other parts of the county, and they're going to do 3 different traffic counts out in the vicinity of that project. So they want to get a baseline established for traffic. So they're doing 2 on Meridian Line Road and 1 over on 100 North. Sally Fahey and the MPO for her staff, they're going to be looking into, probably depend on those traffic counts. They're going to see whether it's possible to raise the functional classification of Meridian Line Road to the level that would qualify for federal funds. So anyway, it's kind of pleased that the county had taken it on themselves to pursue. I didn't know that they just they asked a couple of questions, but largely they were moving on their own. You'd asked me, I think last time, about a couple of questions about needing some specific information from the railroad, and I've been in touch with them. It's like a lot of things, they've been holding off until funding was secured on the project before they put together written responses or agreements and so forth. I know basically the answers to the questions, but they will be providing written information answering the questions you had very soon now. But the basic answers are that yes, it will be okay to plan on using the railroad right of way for utilities. The railroad will most likely be who you'll be working the agreement with, but it'll wind up being a utility easement. It'll actually be with the Ortmans. Now, exactly what the legal names are there and all, they're gonna provide us that, but, the width is, they said varies from 40 feet to 100 feet, and I think they indicate like they try to provide a map and so forth, or drawings to show what that is. And the railroad bridge, as far as they knew, would be okay as long as it was structurally, Ken probably knows, would work all right with the lines that hang under it. So, anyway, the answer is basically you can plan on using the right of way, but they're gonna get you something in writing soon.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you much. We're working on replacement of an area plan commission for Scott Billings. He's getting off. So, if you can think of anybody, Mark said Connie or Dean Cripe. I've tried to contact them. I guess they're,
In Mexico, aren't they?
yeah, somewhere. So I'll try and get a hold of them. There's been a couple people else that's been interested. So if you know of anybody, we're gonna have them come forward or something. Okay, department reports, Jerry.
Okay, we've been working on the building on the lights. We've got, I think, 4 more to replace in there. Now, do you guys want us to look at anything in the office? I know that there's some in there we can't replace without changing the fixtures and everything. But I mean, like the spots that's in there, that's similar to them.
Do they got LEDs like that?
I'm guessing they do. Did you want me to kind of take a look at that, or do you want me, and you know, the kitchen's not used that much, but did you want later on to look at them back there? I think some of them's 200 watts back here. Or just hold off on that till later on, or?
I think right now our main concern is getting the open area lit up.
Why don't we complete this project, take a look at it, see where we're
Okay.
at, how much difference it made.
Alright, you can
You might
also
just
see the difference in the one that was put up by another person. I don't know whether you want me to just go ahead and purchase, well, either that or step in there someday and say something. We can change them anytime. They're fairly simple to change.
Just so you guys know that what we're talking about is we're replacing all the lights in the community center here in the dining area, the big area, with LED lights, so it'll be brighter and more efficient. But Jerry and Dan has been doing that themselves, so the labor's been, they've taken care of it.
It's really going it's pretty simple, I mean, really. I mean, there's not much to it. I suppose you was there one day.
Yeah, you did
We was
too.
out there probably 2 of them pretty quick.
Yeah.
We did have an issue back at the wastewater plant. We lost a blower back there, one of the blowers. I've been doing some asking around because we do maintenance on it twice a year, usually in the spring and usually in the fall. I'm guessing we had a check valve failure and it let the other blower blow air back into the one that wasn't running, and probably a piece of check valve come off and got up in a blower, and then when it ran, it tore the blower up. It burned it up. I'm gonna go get on Blue Book and see what I can get a new one for. Now it might have even got hot enough in there that it might have burnt the motor up in it too, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to replace all that myself. I think what we'll do to possibly keep that from happening is we'll just run them separate or individually, them blowers, instead of using the alternator. They normally alternate. That'll save them from,
Right.
if that happens again, it'll
If it
save
happens
them from,
again,
yeah.
right. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. We bid the Water Street Community Crossing Grant project on Water Street, and the bids were both over the estimated budget. So I need a motion to reject the 2 bids of the proposal presented at the January meeting for Midwest and Central,
Why are we rejecting them both?
because they were too high. So we're gonna reject them and then have them resubmit bids just with, after we reject this one, I'm gonna ask Ken if he'll prepare new bids, and we're
Just the
gonna,
sidewalk.
we're to separate the sidewalk from the pavement, so.
We have to reject the bid to get them just submit a bid for paving.
Yes.
a motion to reject the bids then.
I second it.
Okay, so, and we need a motion to rebid the work as two projects, paving and cement, so,
It's two different projects.
yes.
I make a motion that we rebid the work. It's two separate projects.
I will second that motion.
I'm along with you. Ken, could you prepare? Also get with me tomorrow before you do anything, and Brent wants to look about, when you bid the concrete, to look about a sidewalk down here on Main Street. It's on the north side of the road that I told you about before, and it's got one of the, handicap thing. It'll have one at one end and then it's the driveway on the other end, so we kind of want to put that, because that's one of the projects we want to.
That's for our personal town project, and I
Yeah.
thought while we're bidding, might as well see what, include that bid with it, so, you know.
Can they do that with this being that one project, Ken, or can you get them to bid it?
We'll have them separated.
Okay.
Now, when they bid this, say the sidewalk project, and it comes in over what we estimated or the money we have, will we be able to delete part of the sidewalk or whatever to meet our needs still?
I think the mistake we made is that, we had quotes from one of the contractors who bid the job. And then when we put it out to bid, suddenly those quotes went way up for some reason. So, I think my mistake was not meeting with the contractor, walking the project, saying this is how we need to get it, you know.
All right.
And then I think if we do that, I think you won't have that problem. But yes, if you come in a lot higher, then we can take a look and see where we can, structure the project so it's affordable.
All right.
Okay, and the bids will be accepted at the March meeting. You got a deadline time that it's gotta be?
With your permission, we'll have the, with council's permission, we'll have the March.
Okay, that works. Okay, Ken, on the ditch south of town? You got anything on it?
Okay, a few things on the ditch south of town. There were only 5. I got an email from Oprah. There were 5 communities that submitted grants for storm sewers. So you're only competing against 4 other people, and they typically fund 3. So you just got to beat 2 out and be the 3rd. Kind of like, you know what they call a guy who graduated last in medical school.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah.
So, if we could get some pictures from some people, I'll talk to the school, get some pictures from the school. Any storm damage that you see, any flooding, any health threat, if you got, sanitary sewage on the ground like we had at the school, anything like that, because they can help show the need.
Okay.
We would like to be able to get that to put in the ground.
And you got pictures of our farm field, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'd like to get permission to work with Pat to get letters to Mr. Cripe and the other property owners in the township, so we can solicit, put our hand out for some more.
And the trustee too, did you?
Yes, township trustee. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can get at least as much money as the county gave,
Okay.
if it's not more.
And also, on that note, I went to the county council and, our surveyor, Mr. Shockley, asked him if they would contribute $19,000 to help us do our part down here over the hill, so they agreed to do that, so we got that coming. And Ann, I got it here, Pat says, ask Ann to start drafting an interlocal agreement allowing for the town, that's what
Yes,
Ann
I
said.
have some,
Okay.
I have information on it. Ken sent me some, and I think Pat did too. It's my understanding that there are 4 properties, which will be on that, and that there's been no decision as to whether they pay a flat fee or how they pay it. And there's another problem, and I haven't looked this up at the court yet, but apparently one of those properties is put up for a tax sale. So if we put a lien on it now, before the tax sale gets completed, then all the liens are wiped off. So we need to think about whether we're gonna wait till after the time for the tax sale. Those are just a few little problems that we have. We'll get them all worked out.
Okay, that works. Any update on the growth from the side of the railroad, Ken, the east side?
I had 2 more things real quick.
Okay.
The videotape of the storm sewers from Water Street North.
Yes.
The company's supposed to be coming in next week, they've got to let me know exactly when, and we'll videotape those storm sewers down there, since that's part of the project, so it looks like they may have it replaced anyway, so that's gonna be done in the next couple of weeks. On the growth, I got an email from Mr. Willis, I believe, from Jeep, and, he said, kinda hold off, we were gonna go after the EDA grant with Edward Buswell, he said, kinda put that on hold when he's ready to give us information, he'll let us know. So that's kind of on hold right now, but, we're ready to pick it up and move forward anytime. So as far as ideas for growth for the community, I was gonna have a little packet together, things that you can do once that project goes, that you can put out, that you can help Camden grow. There's a bunch of information from the state on capitalizing on large economic development projects. So I don't have that tonight because you kind of said, put it on, hang tight. So I'll have that for you once he gives us the okay to move forward with council's permission.
Okay, that works. Okay,
Andy?
Yep.
So, do you need letters from Ross Larimore? Because, his property's right there.
If he,
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was like,
anybody, well, since the tile drains most of the town,
yes.
anybody in the town who has issues with flooding or storm drainage, basement problems, water damage, if you see stuff sitting on the storm drain that's like come from sanitary sewers, anything like that would show need.
Well, his isn't really that. It was just that he was told that it runs right through his driveway.
And what's gonna happen to Ross is we're gonna get a letter to him saying, Ross, we'd like for you to contribute this much, and he can it's a one-time deal, or he can pay so much a month for an extended amount of time. And the reason we're doing that is because if we do it and we do it one time for everybody that's connected to this pipe, we don't have to go for another income survey for one thing.
Is he connected to that?
Yes. I don't know.
I didn't think he was.
He is one of the properties that the line goes through.
It goes through, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's connected. So what would he be paying for?
Well, that's one thing.
No, but we're still at the beginning stages of investigating all that. So
So basically,
we're gonna meet with them and talk to them, investigate what's going on.
Oh.
That's all the meeting's for.
you're gonna go down there and look at the property? Is that what you're saying?
We're going to meet with the property owners and discuss everything with them at this point in time. So really nothing's been decided until we meet with them.
Okay.
See what we're gonna do.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
He just made me come,
Oh,
so I know this stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
I don't come back with
That's
proper report.
Well, he just don't wanna see a fire truck sitting in the middle of his driveway.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, the reserve,
In November, on November 28th, I sent all of you a copy of the statute, and it's pretty specific. Indiana Code 368320 as to what you have to do and what is required. So it's all just up to town council members to decide whether they want to comply with the statute to do this.
okay,
And if you do, I'll prepare an ordinance, and if you don't, but you have to, these are the things that you have to do, have to comply.
you guys wanna read them over and decide?
Do you,
Well, that's the same
do
thing
you
you
all
sent
still
to
have
us in
these?
the
If
mail,
not, I
yeah.
can resend them. Do you still have the statute?
I have.
Okay.
There's a copy with each one of those, I did make a photocopy, everybody should have one.
So what was this here?
No,
No, this is a photocopy of the law, what we have to comply with.
That's it there.
Yeah.
This is the statute.
basically for the reserve program, what that is it's just a way to increase your police force at a nominal cost. I mean, obviously we'll be very selective if you read that. I put like a few notes there on a Word document for everybody to peruse through if there's any questions. With everything coming up and potential growth, thought it might be nice to have a set of corps trained up, ready to go to help us any way we can.
Right. That would be nice.
What type of training do they have to have, Jason?
Their training is, to start out with, they have to do, that's a 40-hour pre-basic course, and then all their continuing education, all their training is the same as what I have to do as a full-time police officer. There is no difference in training or continuing education.
Would we be responsible for the cost of the training, or?
They don't do the academy, you're not going to want to send anybody to the academy. Their training's online, and as far as the cost of that, I am a law enforcement instructor, so I can't hold training.
What's that do to our insurance to have? You know,
That is a question for,
that's something I wanna find out.
but I wouldn't imagine that it would change any. Since the training is the same,
Right,
it would just be on law enforcement,
right,
so. But I can't give you specifics on that.
okay.
And it also, it's gonna allow us to focus. I mean, obviously, everybody's main priority is the reserve program is gonna be patrolling the town, but now we can specialize down the road. Everybody can get an additional duty. One person, your job is drug suppression. Another one, your code enforcement. You know, another one, schools, kids, you know, that sort of thing. That way, that one person doesn't get overwhelmed trying to do everything when you got one guy that can,
Focus on something.
hey, you know what, I'm looking for speeders, but I'm also taking care of this.
Do you off the top of your head have a municipality or a small town that has a reserve program that you're aware of?
Bunker Hill has 5, 6.
Yeah.
But they had all kinds of problems up there, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they did, but I know what, they fired their police officer and the others quit because they didn't think he was treated fairly.
Do you know any others that have reserves in small towns, or?
Oh, I don't know, to be honest with you, I did not even look at that. I
I'd like
believe
to see-
Calveston might actually, I think.
Oh, yeah.
If you could find that out, I would be interested in seeing how it's working and what kind of stipulations and how their ordinance reads, what they do, if they've had any issues, their learning curve, what they went through, or what, you know, they recommend. I just think it'd be good for us to explore. I think with the new factory coming in, possible expansion, more people through town and stuff, it might be a good idea, but I just wanna make sure we have our ducks in a row.
I agree.
That's my opinion, I don't know how the rest of them.
No, that's valid.
No, that's very valid. The one thing though, that, just to put everybody's mind at ease, everybody understands that there's not, until they're like on duty, when they keep the radio to 1041 to 1042, those are the only times that they have arrest powers, and that's the only time that they represent Camden in any fashion.
You know, when I,
And we can control when that
Well,
is.
and one thing I would be interested in too is if, when you are checking these other small towns, if they have a board, what's it called? The Merit board.
Mayor Board?
I'd like to maybe set up a merit board if we're gonna do something like that, so they can, deal with all of our law enforcement type things. And it can be someone from, you know, both parties, and then somebody, maybe you recommend, three-member board from the town that would deal with all this.
Here,
If there's any
we're gonna
complaints
run,
against
if
the
you
police.
put up a merit board and you make a merit, then we're gonna run into some serious issues with that, because it's a non-paid position.
I understand, but I'm just saying, I mean, I'd like to know if that's something they're using out there in the small towns too.
Okay.
And I can put it out on my listserv for the Indiana towns too, if I need to.
Okay. With that, we're ready for I need a motion to approve the fire protection contract with Jackson
He's got,
Town. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, before we move on.
He wasn't.
Also,
Police report. Yeah, it's on there.
No, he's still not up.
the policies and procedures manual, I printed off one copy. I'm not sure if everybody was in there. One copy.
Here, Brent, you can read it first.
If it, Bruce,
Highlight anything you don't like.
and the reason we have one copy is so that everybody goes through and does all their changes on one. It makes it easier, so I'm not trying to cipher
So
through
you use
three
blue
changes,
ink,
but same
I'll
thing.
use red, and Mark can use green, or however you want to do it.
As you make a change, or if you want something put in there, if you as you write it on a sticky and put it in there, if you can put your initials or something on there so that we know.
where
Who's causing
where
trouble?
did you generate this from? This,
It's kind of a Frankenstein, to be honest with you. It's been reworked. Some of it came from Delphi. Some of it came from all places, Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
There's a couple in there that are based on some, a smaller town, Vallejo, out in California. A lot of thought and research actually went into it, and then they kinda combined it down. You'll notice as you peruse through there, everything, a lot of it had to be reworded to make it, compliant with our state statutes.
Do you have this electronically, or
I do have this electronically.
you might send it to us electronically and we can mark it up in Word or whatever.
Okay.
And I think our lawyer should probably have a copy.
I was kinda giving her the final product once everybody did their
Yeah,
changes.
absolutely.
Trying to save you some work, Ann.
Yeah, we'll definitely want her to review it. So.
Definitely.
Yes.
Good.
Okay, we got the contract for the fire protection, I don't know if we need to read this. Come now,
You got this
Jackson.
yet, Andy?
Huh?
Skip this.
Oh, police report, you wanna read the police report or you want me?
I guess I can, we gotta add 2 more citations to that.
Oh, not me.
No, you're good, I was already in here, but you can't sit down.
You got a copy of it or you want
Was it
me?
my daughter?
Huh?
Was it my daughter?
No.
Oh, good.
February was actually a pretty slow month. 3 calls for service, there's 6 traffic contacts, 4 warnings, and 2 citations as of today.
Oh, boy.
There's 1 investigation that is still ongoing, however, the scope of it has expanded slightly. There was 2 calls to assist other agencies. I'd like to remind everybody, in light of recent events in the county, I mean, it's all touched us one way or another, but just put out to the public to generally look out for each other. Be aware of what's going on around you and around your neighbor. This isn't a time to isolate ourselves, we need to look out for each other.
Did you, I know talking to you, but I don't remember you telling me, did you, find anything out about stealing of fuel in town?
Not as of yet, I have not, to be honest with you, I've kind of swapped it at the county.
Believe me, I get it, I knew you talked about it, and
And the cars, coming out of that old service station, I mean, I got a feeling it's gonna be a continual problem. I'm gonna set up a meeting with Mr. Wolf and see what we can do about just closing the place out. Or some kind of control measures. Short of sitting there, I mean, they can be loud all they want until 11, and the problem is they know that. And they'll sit out there at 10:50 and rack them up. Come 11, they'll just idle right on around. Except for them dum-dums today.
I see.
Has anybody seen, anybody that's been stealing the fuel?
No, just the remnants of somebody siphoning out of the
Yeah.
vehicles.
In one spot, I've got a hose, there's some gas caps that have been removed off, but nobody's seen anything. I'm recommending everybody to put up a trail cam, where we put up, I mean, I've even thought
We
about
have
possibly even a bait
Ross,
somewhere.
one day that, I was home and I was riding by his house, I was behind it, and there was a black car in his driveway, and it had a guy driving and a dark-haired girl and somebody in the back, and we're like, why is he sitting in the driveway? And Ross has a camera as well. And so just about that time, they said, hey, Mom, go over to the house. I'm like, I'm already there. And as soon as I went around on the other side with the horse, they saw me and they just took off. And then they were, so I went out in the woods and sat there and watched them, and they just went back and forth, back and forth.
Does this camera got any footage?
Yeah, I have a picture. Yeah, I have one picture, but you can't really see what kind of car it is. It's just like black, and yeah, unfortunately, I mean, they were far back enough that we couldn't see the picture, or we couldn't see. I just saw the people, and I thought, well, who is that? Then I waved at them because I thought it was one of Ross's friends, and then they took off, and I was like, nope, that's not one of Ross's friends. I have a million emails from her. Sorry.
Okay, I got the fire contract here, I don't know if I need to read this, but it
So
says,
these go up from last year?
no, it's the same as last year.
We're still getting water for free.
Yeah, Jackson Township will carry insurance on the town of Camden truck with other trucks, and in return, Jackson Township will bill the town of Camden for insurance premium on truck. Camden promises to pay Jackson Township for the above said service. Jackson Township promises to be responsible for providing all equipment, insurance on firemen, payments of car and clothing allowance, radio equipment, radio batteries, truck batteries, tube, oil, gas, and fire chief will be responsible for making sure the town of Camden truck is ready for service. Whereas Jackson Township will be permitted to use the town of Camden truck within township when necessary or needed. Now therefore is considered of a mutual convert of each party herein made to each other. The parties agree the following: that the effective date of the agreement shall be January 2017. This agreement will be reviewed annually and may be discontinued by either party within a 60-day notice. Town of Camden agrees to pay Jackson Township the sum of $5,000 annually, paid in 2 payments, one in June 15th and the second installment December the 1st. This is the agreement shall be effective upon the executive thereon by the parties thereon, but be subject to approval of the town council and the Camden Jackson Township trustee. Signed this blank date of January.
And there's no price increase or no?
Nope, none at all.
I make a motion to adopt the, what's it called?
The
Fire
contract
protection.
for the fire protection.
The fire protection contract for 2017.
I will second said motion.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, there's your 2 copies. Now, we need a motion to sign the license agreement with Key Fund. Is this the thing we,
There's 2 places.
okay, is this the thing we, the computer thing that we asked before?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Same price.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, I guess.
Save money.
Okay. What's your
I'll
plan?
make a motion to sign the license agreement.
You second it,
I second it.
okay. Sign. Okay. Done. Okay, utility adjustments request. Gary and Susan Lynn.
We had a leak.
What's up, neighbors?
It's fixed.
Okay.
So
So,
fixed a week ago, yes. Water line coming from the meter to the house.
out the yard.
Yeah, like right beside the house, yeah. It finally, it took 2 weeks or so before it ever came to the top. And finally, when Alan was there one day looking at, digging it to replace it, we were standing out there and I could finally see water coming up right in my house. Whether it was going in a drain or where, but I know Jerry looked and he kept checking the meters. And
Yeah,
we couldn't find anything coming up. We checked the house, we checked the toilet, we checked everything. Wasn't coming in the house, so finally turned the water off to the house, looked at the meter, and it was still turning, so we
That's
knew
guaranteed.
that was the problem. Then it finally came up to the ground, up to the surface before Jerry dug.
So what are you asking us? What was the bill?
I don't know, we did reduce the first bill.
It's affecting 2 bills. They were granted, an adjustment by ordinance for the February bill. But their March bill is going to be just as affected, and so they're requesting a second adjustment from the council.
Because I think we were running like 2,000 gallons a day through the meter.
Yeah, it looks like this month,
So-
you're gonna be billed for,
You don't wanna pay that?
Not very bad.
43,800 gallons.
How much?
43,800
Well, I
gallons.
think you ought to pay that.
It's
That's why I got water in my
$550.
basement.
That's why.
Hey, you pay for it, then. You pay for the sewage, then get rid of it.
Yeah.
that bridge pass.
I'll 43,000, Jesus. I'll make a motion to grant him a second adjustment.
A second.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. Disputed ordinance violations. You guys got anything you wanna check or bring up, or anything you wanna look at, the sheriff to take, or the marshal to take pictures of, or? I'm getting complaints about the one behind the library, so snaps.
Again?
Oh, they ain't never done anything. They
Yeah,
took
they-
the pool,
they
they took
straightened
the
it
pool
up.
down, but.
They organized it all in
Yeah.
line.
So,
What
see
is-
what you-
When we do send a letter and, you know, do we follow up or do we?
well, that's what we need to do.
My
We
thing
need-
is, where's the teeth in sending a letter? Who
Well, we
cares?
need to know how many, cause we gotta send so many letters and then we can find them, right? So we gotta find out how many letters we've sent back here and then see what we can do.
I
Okay.
sent you all before, I had made a synopsis of what you had to do, then when you all went in, I said it again, so.
Okay.
Do you want me to send it again?
No.
So
You got
that you
it.
know how much
got
work you
it.
have to do?
I don't disregard everything you send me, just so you know.
I don't know, you know.
Sometimes you wonder, don't you?
Yeah, I mean.
I used to get real nervous when I
And
see
especially
it
when
turn.
it says Camden name.
Yeah, when you read something.
Yeah, you just get real
I'm
nervous.
getting letters in the mail from Ann Briggs, it's
Yeah.
like, dang, God, what'd they do to me now? Okay, public comments, anybody got anything? And tell Ross we won't do anything without,
Thank
you
you.
know, we'll let him know, we'll
You can tell them that.
we'll keep him
That's accurate.
posted.
That-
He's a
Public
little bit
project,
worried.
public project bids, we're okay there.
Is Ross interested in being on the area plan commission?
Oh, there you go.
He just might be.
Tell him that you nominated him.
Oh, there you go.
I will
know.
nominate him.
There you go, tell him that.
He, you know,
He would be good.
Would
he
he
likes
like,
to be involved. You need some young blood.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
well,
He showed interest at the last meeting.
Oh, he did.
Not in that, but other things.
Yeah,
have him give us a call, and if he is, we'll,
They meet once a month.
yeah,
We need somebody that's interested in young.
so.
yeah,
If he's interested, have him get a hold of Pat or Andy.
for the area plan. commission.
Yeah. They
Andy,
meet
I'll
once-
just all for one comment, but just follow up on what Ken alluded about the grant that you were looking into for the utility extension.
Yes.
And that they suggested, you know, basically to hold on until they, I would, there's an awful lot that you folks have as far as the utilities extension. Ken's done a lot of work as far as
Yes.
preliminary stuff. You've also taken a look at some of the financing options you might have on that. There's a lot of other folks, the railroad, the general contractor, that have kind of been betting on the come, that they've just been doing things, you know, without any
Yes.
thing in agreement. Once, now that they get the funding in place and so forth, there's, you know, I basically would just say put it on hold until you get agreement struck. I think, you know, it's end of the gratis, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, they need to have agreements in place with you and then move forward. So they have a whole series of things that they have to get contracts set up with and so forth, all the way from the railroads to the general contractors, down to the subcontractors, to the CPA firms and so forth. And so I think you kind of got basically gone far enough. I would just wait until.
We put it on hold until we have a binding contract
I
or
would,
agreement.
I agree with you 100%.
And the lawyer and the CPA firm had contacted us, and I told Pat we need to
Yeah.
wait.
Just sit and wait until they're ready. That's where I'd go.
Yeah, so I am glad to hear that we're gonna be receiving something on the easement in writing, so I mean.
Yeah, I told them you need something in writing, and so it's just like that. I mean, they told me verbally, but now they'll get something in writing and give it to us, so.
So that's, I appreciate that, and that's where we're at right now with that.
I think we need to formalize things
Right.
going forward.
We can't move forward till.
Yeah, we've done an awful lot just on word of mouth, so,
Yeah.
but everybody's wanting it to happen, and that's, a lot of people
Well,
invested a whole
yeah,
lot more.
We're
than
still
that, you know.
excited about it happening.
Oh,
Yeah, we want it to happen, you know, but,
We just gotta make sure we
One
take
of
care of
them,
us.
yeah.
okay, let's formalize it now,
Right.
okay.
Okay, golf carts, you sent us some stuff in, look, we'll look over it, I'll get back with you
Okay.
sometime, and then if we'll.
You mean you're actually gonna pay attention to something?
Well, so I said,
See,
I look at all of
see?
it.
Hey, I'll talk about the golf course
I
tonight.
wrote up some stuff on it.
Did you, you wanna pass something tonight, what do you want?
Well, I was reading through it and stuff, it's really detailed, but on section 5, I would add to section A, it says working headlights, taillights, brake lights, amber flashing light. I would add, said vehicles without working headlights, taillights, and brake lights may not be operated after dusk.
And that covers both of them.
Right.
And
They just-
is there a penalty attached to that in the event?
I think it would
Oh,
fall.
yeah, that'll
Same
fall
penalty,
under-
same penalties
same
are still
penalties
in-
as anything else.
If they're in violation, and it's under section 7 penalties, I'm not changing anything there. That one thing I would question also is under section D, we had seatbelts for all passengers,
That's gotta be
which
eliminated.
shall be, and I'm not sure on that.
You can't have seatbelts on a vehicle that don't have rollover protection, so that's how.
Some of the stuff I think we're
But by the same
micro.
token, you say, if we're not gonna have seatbelts, but a child can't sit on somebody's
Yeah.
lap, then what are you gonna do, put a 3-year-old kid in there? and
Well,
hope
Right.
she doesn't fall
See,
out?
that's
And
what I'm
that-
saying, I think we're micromanaging this thing
And
to
that's what I
death. We
said,
need
and that's when you
I would,
know,
so I would recommend that we omit
Yeah.
number D.
admit the.
Yeah,
Those are the only two
D.
changes
I would admit C, I don't think we can tell
What's
somebody
C?
can't have a child on their lap.
C's not, that's not it.
Not
C,
permitted for any child regardless of age to be held on lap.
Yeah, we can.
that's not C, that's C is all seats firmly attached to vehicles.
I got C here, what is that? Oh, I'm down one. I'm requirement dawn to dusk permit.
Nah, we're past that.
Well, that's the one that they
Yeah, that's the
recommended.
one
This is
that's
the
gonna
old,
take
this is
it.
the one that's on, that we have now.
Oh, we're off the current one, not her revision?
The one I'm
We're
on, the current one.
Well, I'm working off the one she
Okay,
sent us.
so take out the seatbelts
You can have
and
this.
add,
I
if
was
they
gonna say,
don't,
can I just take this
Yeah.
with me, you've got notes on it,
there you go,
and
Mark.
then we'll.
You can have it.
all
How
right,
can,
okay.
my other question, Ann, was, the child thing, but let's just go, I'm looking for town blowback here, they said you have to have insurance on a golf cart.
Yes,
Yeah, okay. How do you know they got insurance?
because he
Okay.
checks
So when
it.
it's
If they
registered
let
every year, it's
Okay.
verified.
Yeah, but if they let their insurance lapse the next month and then they get in an accident, is the town held responsible because we've got a sticker sent you said
It still
No,
falls
I-
on, it still
I
falls
think
on
I
the card
got it in
owner.
there, that
Yeah.
the town is absolutely.
I'm just making sure that can't come back.
That's just like a car.
I know, but you know, you can let your insurance lapse on your car. And I just wanna make sure that they can't come back and go, oh, here's a sticker, we've got a sticker.
But
I just printed
You know what I mean?
out the
I know
current.
people-
It's not like
Yeah,
it's
it
simple.
even states when they come in here, they're required to maintain it,
So you
so.
can-
And then when do they have to
I'll
sign
get back
something
with everybody
that,
and try to get it
that says I will keep insurance on it and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah?
they'll continue to comply with the
Well, but
ordinance.
even if they don't keep insurance, that's at their peril, but Camden is not.
Yeah,
I just wanna make sure they can't go, oh, there's the magic
Yeah,
sticker
I
and,
mean,
okay.
if somebody hits a pothole.
That's other legal issues.
Something.
good.
right, I'm just making sure.
So, okay, council comments, any update on loud cars, we've taken care of that. Have the sidewalks been checked? I think we're gonna be well within our budget if we get that one chunk priced out, so. I don't know if you guys seen anything else that,
Oh, there's other
is there any
sections.
other
of-
date?
Oh,
I mean, there's-
You're talking about the one in front of the Rodney prices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I told, if you go look at it, you can't fix one part without, you know what I mean, it looked like a hobnob, so you'd be better off just to
We just
tear
have
it
to
out.
find out what that section comes in at so we can see
Yeah.
what we've got left.
Yeah.
But there's definitely other upheavals along the way we could fix, tripping hazards, and we just gotta find out what we have left after that section.
Anything else you guys wanna bring up or that you thought of? Oh, another thing.
The street light at the end of Cumberland and Lee
Yeah,
is out.
okay.
Down
It's
here,
very, down the other end, where Jerry used to live, down the other end.
Got that?
I don't know where Jerry used to live.
Cumberland.
Cumberland and Lee.
Right
There's,
there by that guy that's living in the trailer, or. got the
Yeah,
trailer
that house
trailer.
right there, it's out, and it's,
Well, that-
my daughter's scared to death.
there's the one out in front of Swayze's house too, Shannon Swayze's house.
Oh, okay.
So we might,
Last one
what I would
outside.
recommend is we go around and check, make sure all the streetlights are working
There's-
properly.
that makes- I know
especially with
two
what's
are out.
going on, so.
Okay, also, there's, over here at the, doctor's office, Toby, I got ahold of Toby, they want locks on the doors over there. So Toby got a price to, and there's a bifold door.
We don't lock their doors?
It's internal.
No, it needs.
Oh, for the drug test?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so he's got like $172 or 140, I don't remember, I can get you the numbers, but to put new locks on 4 of the doors. There's also a bifold door in there that he says he can do something, maybe he can put pins on it or something and make it to where he can lock it. And if he does that, it's like $172. But if he takes that bifold door out, puts a new one in, stains it, locks it and everything, it's $300, it's double the price, so.
So what's the total cost?
It's like, less than $500 to take care of all the.
It's 172 just put a lock on a bifold?
Yeah.
And no, he's gotta fix it to where he's gotta put hinges on it so the bifolds don't open and it's a solid door. So that's 172, but if he puts a whole new door in it, it's 3 something.
Oh, so you're telling me hinges are $172?
I got a bid.
Where's the bid? Let's
I
see
ain't
it.
a carpenter.
Where's the bid?
The
Let's see
bid's on my truck and it's just, all it says is, put in a new door.
If you try to lock a bifold door, it's never gonna work.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So you put $175 in it, ain't gonna work, then you're right back to putting the door in, so. Do you wanna fix the doors at the doctor's office? We're around $500.
And what's the locks for? I mean, because they're
All
adding
the
some
door-
services
yeah,
or what?
Yeah, they got it in for the thing.
Drug testing.
Yeah, drug test.
For the plant.
I think, so we don't have an option, do we?
So, well, that's what.
Well, we have an option, what do we do with the bifold door?
Yeah, or I can get another price if you want that, but I kinda like the,
Yeah, that part's not the problem,
Toby's
but
good to us.
the lock's one thing, but what do you do with the door? Do you have them replace the door? Or?
I think we should. Cause like Jerry said, a
Right.
bifold door's a bifold.
I don't know where the bifold door is over there, I guess.
It's in a closet, like a broom closet or
What
something.
are they locking the room?
Because you can't be walking around when you're taking a drug test and you might be able
Has
to
to be
get the
locked.
Windex or you might be.
Gotcha, has to be able to have everything locked up.
You even gotta have water shut off on the outside of the restroom now.
Yeah.
I noticed that you said to Brent that you can't be walking around taking.
Yeah, you caught that.
Well, I don't have to
Did you
take
see that?
I don't have to take, he's running a train, I don't,
I just.
Pam don't make me take a
I
drug test
just,
to drive the truck,
I just want to tell you that I caught that.
Yeah, Brent's still working, Mark's got it taken, so.
I think if we're gonna do it, we gotta, we ought to do it right, I guess. I'll make a motion that we let Toby fix the doors and the locks at the doctor's office.
Are you replacing it?
We'll replace the door and have him fix it right.
I'll second it.
Okay, so moved. One more
For the
thing,
record, I don't take drug tests.
why not? Maybe you
I work
should.
at Purdue.
Hey,
The four of
yeah,
the
y'all ought to be drug tested.
You wouldn't find much. You'd be pretty bored with it.
Yeah.
The Camden, Jackson Township, we have an appointment to the board, Vanessa McKinney, they want Vanessa McKinney. The dates got screwed up on the last time we made a
library
motion.
board.
Yeah, to put her in. So I need a motion to, appoint Vanessa McKinney as our representative on the library board.
As our representative?
Yeah, we already did it once, but the dates, whoever filled this out had the dates wrong, so.
What do you do in the library board?
I'm the president.
You don't represent us?
Yes, but I can't sign the thing because you guys.
I made a motion to appoint Vanessa McKinney to the library.
I'll second it.
Whatever date. You just go over.
Yeah.
At this point, no.
Okay, there you go.
You got something on the back.
Oh, I get this. That's all.
I'll let this in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Page 2.
Okay, Wildcat Creek Wildlife Center will do a program on the community building on March 22nd at 6:30. This program is a special program unique to the community, a requirement for the housing rehab grant. Public is invited. Motion adjourned?
No,
Oh,
with the death of the two young girls, Create down here, a new hair salon. This Saturday I'll be doing a fundraiser. All men and women's haircuts are $10 and 100% of the proceeds will be going to the family fund. So they just posted it tonight, so. And I think they're gonna add some other stuff to it, but it's just so people know it's 100% and it's first come, first served. There's no reservations, so.
What time do they open and close?
I'll have Christie, I shared it on my my Facebook page.
Okay,
I just
okay.
shared whatever they put out.
Okay,
Christie told me on the way home, so I thought that was nice.
yeah.
It'll bring more people to town and
And
just
then
show
give
the
them a big tip for.
nice. And
Yeah,
I
right.
mentioned to Christie that maybe Sciots or something would do a bake sale or something or tie in with it, so and I saw where Pizza King in Delphi was doing a night where 100% of the proceeds were going to a fund, so.
Yeah, the Office Tavern's having a bike ride Saturday too,
or car.
or car, yeah, they'll have car, yeah.
Bring your car in it too, so.
That's all I
Yeah,
have.
that's
Anything
good
else?
stuff.
I make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Need a
Second.
Did you say?
Okay,
Take the bottle.
have a nice evening, get some rest, Brent.
Yeah.
Well, how many hours you got till they call you back? 8?
2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.